look for in a relationship and how to avoid a cheater. Yeah, long story. I actually wrote it for my daughter. I'm also a relationship coach and a motivational speaker. And whenever I have the opportunity to come and just network, I really feel honored and blessed. So thank you for having me. I really appreciate that. Because there was a time where this would be the last place that I would come. Because I was afraid. Although I had this passion and this drive, this dream inside of me, I was afraid to step out. I was silenced. I shut my dream down with the negative chatter in my mind. Anyone ever silence their dream with the negative nonsense you tell yourself? Anyone? Yeah. That was me. That was me for years. Because I was afraid to get out. I didn't want to hear anyone say, he's not famous enough. He's not successful enough. How is he qualified? No one wants to hear his story. And I was stuck. I was stuck with that until one day I heard Jim Rohn audio, and he asked a question that blew me away. It blew me away. It really helped me make that mental shift. So I would like to ask you the question. You don't have to answer it out loud, but I want you to answer this to yourself. He said, if you had to be the person who you are right now for the rest of your life, would you be happy? Would you be satisfied? Would you be successful? Studies have shown that 1 out of 3 people live their entire lives unhappy, unsatisfied, unsuccessful. However, they're also unwilling to change. Guys, your life will never get better by chance. It will only get better by change. That's it. So I knew I had to change. Like Keith said, I'm from a small town in Lakeland, Florida. I was raised with 6 brothers and 7 sisters. Yeah, just party in my house every night. Yeah, we were scraping the bottom of the barrel. So I never wanted to go back to those living conditions. So I knew there was something that I had to do. I knew I needed to change. So I began to read everything that I could. I began to study the lives of highly successful people. And I realized that there's about 7 things that highly successful people do that make them successful. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to go through all of them today. However, with my brief time that I have, I want to share with you the single most important element to your success. And that is how you respond to your story. Because here's what I know. What it takes to be successful in your business, your job, your career, and what it takes to be successful in your personal life, it goes hand in hand. Sometimes we don't recognize it. Sometimes your life just doesn't make sense when you're looking forward. But when I began to look back, and look back at all the things that I've been through, look back at all the people that I've connected with, when I began to look back over my story, it began to make sense why I'm here. I heard a person once say that wherever you find yourself in life, at some point in time you made an appointment to be here. By things that you've done, don't do. So it all goes together. Yeah. How many would agree that some of the most valuable lessons that you receive comes from some of the most painful experiences? Painful. Well, my most painful chapter in my life came on December 9th, 2006. I was in Target, and my mom, she gives me a phone call, and she's on the phone crying because she had just found out that my older sister had throat cancer, and the doctor gave her less than 7 days to live. Yeah. So she's on the phone. She says, son, I'm not supposed to bury my child. I can't do it, Terrence. I'm not supposed to bury my child. Can't do it. So I tell her, Mom, you know I love you, right? And I do believe that God don't make mistakes. So if it is his will, understand you're not alone. I will make sure I fly down and walk through this thing with you. So I go home and I lie down. That same night, guys, around 1:30 in the morning, I receive a phone call and the lady's on the phone screaming, "She's gone! She's gone! What are we going to do? She's gone!" I said, "Mom, it's going to be okay. I don't know what God is up to, but I do believe that God don't make mistakes. So I'll be on the first plane in the morning and I'll come down." But it wasn't my mom. It was my little sister. And she said, "No! Mom died. She had a massive heart attack and she's gone. What are we going to do?" Like that. I don't remember much, but I do remember for the first time I was angry at God. I was like, how can you make this mistake? Yo, that has to be a mistake. She's only 52. Are you serious? And then I become a little bit irrational. I do that sometimes. I said, come on, God, like seriously. I know at least 5 people you could have taken out before my mom. Seriously. That was a painful time in my life. That morning, when I woke up and I got on the plane, what I remember is for 2.5 hours, guys, I cried nonstop for 2.5 hours. But when I landed in Florida, something happened. Something was different, something changed. Because I could no longer cry. I knew that I had a mission. Zig Ziglar said that it's not what happens to you that matters. It is how you respond to what happens to you. Everyone has a story. You have a story. You have a story. My man, you have a story. Everyone in this room has a story. But the question is, how are you responding to your story? Are you allowing those things that happened to you last week, last month, last year to negatively affect you today? But what about those things that happened to you as a child? 10 years ago, 5 years ago? Are you allowing that to impede your progress, to stunt your growth? How are you responding to your story? Because here's what I know. In order to be successful in any area of your life, you must know what to hold on to and what to release. You must have the courage and the discipline. You must know who and what to change. So my question to you is, in order for you to have massive success in whatever area, what must you change? What is it? Could it be your spending habits? Are you in over your head in debt? Are you robbing people to pay for, only to piss both of them off? Because what I know is that brings a certain level of stress that can affect your creativity and your productivity. Because stress will affect your judgment. So what is it that you must change? What about your relationships? It is said that you are an average of the 5 people you spend the most of your time with. Why did you choose those 5? What do you guys have in common? What qualified them to be in your circle? Your relationships are major. So if you want to go to the next level, if you want to drive to success, if you want to grow, then you must know who to let go. Because everyone who's riding with you is not riding for you. So you must know, you must do an evaluation of your relationships. Do an evaluation of your relationship and make a decision once and for all who you can count on and who you should count out. Attach yourself to those people who are pulling you up, who want to see you win, who want to make your business better. Not those people who come out in public and praise you and privately hate on you? No. Let those people go. What is it? Must you change? What about your attitude? Attitude is major. It's the key. It's the key ingredient. Attitude is important. Here's why, guys. Let me tell you. Here's why attitude is so important. Because your attitude determines your approach. And your approach will dictate your success or failure. Let me say that again, because I really don't want you to miss this. But your attitude determines your approach. And the way that you approach any situation, the way you approach your business, the way you approach your career, the way you approach your finance, the way you approach your relationship, that makes all the difference between success and failure. So, you must check yourself. Look at the person beside you and say, check yourself before you wreck yourself. You must always check yourself. Check yourself and be honest. Be brutally honest. Take a bold inventory. Are you that person that strive, that will work hard, do everything that they can to make sure that they're doing the bare minimum? Just enough to get by. Or are you the person who moves and thrives and tackles everything with the spirit of excellence? Earl Nightingale said that excellence will always sail. Yeah, excellence will always win. So if you want to go where you've never gone, if you want to have what you never had, if you want to take your life to the next level, if you want to drive to your success, then you must respond to your story by committing to excellence. Yeah. Excellence in your business, excellence in your relationships, excellence in your career, excellence with your clients, excellence in your sales, excellence with your family, excellence with your children. But excellence is not a skill, guys. Excellence is an attitude. It's a lifestyle. It's a mindset. So repeat this after me. If I change my mindset, I'll change my life. One more time. I like that. If I change my mindset, I will change my life. Listen, guys. Your life, your business, your career, it will never, ever get better by chance. It will only get better by change. And if you change your mindset, it doesn't matter what happened to you 5 years ago, 10 years ago. When you change your mindset, it doesn't matter what happened to you as a child. When I changed my mindset, it didn't matter that I grew up at the bottom of the barrel. It didn't matter that I grew up with all my family members and we struggled. When you change your mindset,